How's everybody doing? Happy Easter afternoon. It's Easter. And I've never looked more like Jesus in my entire life. That's by design.
And divine time.
I want to act more Christ-like, so I'm growing out my beard and long hair. All right. Are we live?
You can barely be seen.
Are you guys in the picture? Yeah. Move over here a bit. All right. So good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Mystic Manor. Happy Easter. My name is Sparrow. I'm here with my beloved Bridie Latona, and we have Damiana and Majeyec here joining me. So this is our live stream play shop, which we're offering twice a day here at the Mystic Manor. And what I am doing today is something I have never, ever done before in my life. And I'm very excited. I have no idea what's going to happen.
Magic.
So magic is going to happen. But one of the things that I started doing here at the Mystic Manor back when we had retreat guests is I decided I was going to try and write songs on the spot for people. And I called them soul songs. And it started off just as kind of something for fun. And basically I would talk with people and I would kind of get their energy and get their feeling. And, you know, just feel in, and then sure enough there would be a song that just kind of popped out of the air, and I would grab it. And I've been doing it for my friends when they get married now, and I've written so many songs for Bridie too. And then lately, like at the Mystic Manor, I've kind of expanded this into an actual offering that I'm doing for people. And we're gonna do it live and see how it goes. It's so much fun. I love doing this, and Bridie helps me out with the meditations and getting the energy correct. But we've never done this on camera before, and we're live streaming it, and you guys are gonna watch this process happen in real time. We are gonna talk with Damiana and Majeyec. We're gonna learn about their love story. We're gonna learn about who they are as a couple and what they're dreaming of and what they hope for themselves and what their spirits want them to achieve together, and so much beautiful good stuff. And then as we do it, right here in front of you, I've got my notepad, and you'll see me scribbling, and I'm gonna write the song. And what I'll do is I'll try to kind of narrate my internal process out loud, so that you get an idea of how I'm doing this and how I'm coming up with the song. And who knows what we'll get. Will this be an epic song? Yeah, I think it will. I'm going to say yes.
The last soul song he wrote was for Georgia and Bradley, and it's literally stuck in all of our heads. It's so powerful. It's so beautiful. It's upbeat. It makes you want to dance. It makes you want to sing. It makes you want to cry. I'm just like, oh my God. I'm so excited for one of those. So if you're interested also in having one of these done for you, channeled for you, either just for yourself or for your partner, definitely message him on Instagram, Gentle Sparrow Music. He's incredible, amazing musician, and I'm so excited for this. So thank you so much for inviting us to be part of this.
I've been telling them for 2 weeks I was going to do it for them. And then, we got sick and it was busy and everything, and so now we're finally doing it.
Clearly it was supposed to be on camera.
Yeah. So I'm going to just open with a prayer, and I'm going to call to the Divine Spirit. Ask for guidance. May I be a divine channel of wisdom. May I receive only the highest truth. May I receive access to the highest vibrational guides and ancestors, loved ones, teachers of myself, of my beloved, of Damiana and Majeyec. And may I be a true vessel of divine truth, and call in the song that represents their spirit's greatest desire for their highest timeline on this life together. May it be so. And so it is. Alright, you guys. So what I'm going to do is first of all, I'm going to ask you each to tell me, from your point of view, the story of how you two met. And then I'm going to have Bridie here lead us in a love meditation, which is similar to the joy meditation that you've heard her do before. And while this happens, I'm going to just be writing, and I'm going to be listening, and I'm going to gather what is the energy and what is the common thread and what is the specialness that drew you guys together. So
Beautiful.
Damiana, would you like to start and tell me the story of how
Sure.
you and Majeyec came to be together?
Yeah, I just love that because our stories are so similar and yet so different. So I was walking my dog in the neighborhood in the neighborhood of where I was staying for a short period of time. Yeah. And I heard this man like catcalling me. He was like, "You're a badass bitch." And I was like, "Oh my God, like what?" And I turned out, I was like, "I'm not bad. I'm actually really nice. I'm a good person." And like my friend who was with me he turned into this whole thing. It was funny. But I just like kept walking. I was like, "Have a nice day, sir. Like, take care of yourself. Maybe next time you'll like be nicer to someone you actually want to like hang out with or something. You know, like did that work for you? You know?"
Yeah.
And then the next day I was walking in the same neighborhood, walking my dog, and I saw the guy. He was standing in front of this store. And he was on his bike. He was just like hanging out in front of the store, like talking to people as they walk by. And he's like, "Hey girl, you remember me from yesterday?" I was like, "Yes, I do."
Yes, I do.
Nice to see you again.
Oh my goodness.
And he wanted to have a conversation with me. And at other times in my life, I would have been like, "Fuck you." Like, yeah, right. Bye. Like, not talking to you at all. And because of where I was at that point in time, I felt a call I was like, "You know what? I'm going to talk to you." Like, sure. Like, I would love to get to know you a little bit. I ended up talking to him for like a half an hour. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, I got this urge to just lean back and look into the store that I was standing in front of for the last half hour. Didn't even, like, I had no, awareness of where I was. I was just talking to this person, very present in the moment. I got this, feeling. I leaned back and I looked down. So I, leaned like this and I, looked down, turned my head and looked down into the store. And it's maybe, 100 feet, really far down. Wow. My eyes meet the eyes of this other being,
I knew it.
all the way across. The cat collar, right? That wasn't him. Which is so funny because when I tell this story, people look at him, they're like, "What?" No. No way.
I knew it. I knew that was not magic. I knew this was the setup to meeting magic.
Right? I know. Thank you to that man, though, right?
Right.
And the other thing that is so beautiful is that the place where I was in my life, that I was so open-hearted and loving to be able to have a conversation with him, because at other points I wouldn't have given him the time of day,
right? And
I would have walked by and I never would have looked in that store. I didn't even know that store existed. I had never even really noticed it, other than some really cool costumery out front, but saw it, never walked in, Right. And so I looked and I met these eyes and I was like, whoa, it was this just like you. Wow. And I turned to the guy and I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go and check out this store. I'll talk to you later." It was so nice connecting. He got my Instagram. I was like, "Okay, cool. Yeah. Have a great day." And I walk in, I just walk directly up to him. So I walk right up to him.
Writes itself.
Super just what, so excited too. I just had this "Oh my God, it's who is this magical being?" Uh-huh. So I walk right up to him, and it was so funny because he was covered in this symbol that's called an ankh. So he had ankh earrings, ankh all over his pants, ankh on his hat, ankh everywhere. And so what an ankh is, the first thing I said to him, literally first things out of my mouth, I was like, "Oh, do you know about this? Do you know much about this symbol that you're wearing that's all over you?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's portal of creation. Yeah. It's right here." Yeah. He's like, it's has to do with the sun energy and creation and birthing. And I was like, "Yeah, uh-huh." And he's like, "Yeah, well, what do you think of it?" I'm like, It's a yoni, is what I said. And he's like, "What's a yoni?" I was like, "It's a vagina." He's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Well, it's the portal of creation, but it's the actual way that it's mapped out. It's the fallopian tubes, the energy of actually the lingam or the penis and the yoni together, yoni vagina. It's Sanskrit. Lingam is Sanskrit for penis, and yoni is Sanskrit for vagina. So I basically called him right out, and I was like, "You have a bunch of vaginas all over you," basically. And he's like, "What? Oh my God, I love that." And that was the first thing I said. And then we ended up connecting for 3 hours, just talking and breathing and looking into each other's eyes and going really deep with each other. Yeah. And during those 3 hours, it was time. We were in a time capsule because this is a very busy store, and it was at a time that was right before Burning Man. This is a total high class Burning Man boutique. not one person stepped foot in that store the entire time we were connecting. It was like the universe conspired together so that we could go super deep with each other and not have any distractions. And then the very end of the conversation, I'm telling him like, hey, like, what time you get off? He's like, 8:00, which was like half hour from then because we like talked for so long.
Yeah.
And I was like, why don't you come over to my house? And I live right down the street. Like we can connect longer, you know? At that moment when it was like I gave him my number and stuff, I was putting his phone in number in my phone. And I was like, so what's your name? I realized we like never did names. And he was like, he looked at me. He's like, wow. We had a moment of like, wow, we didn't do that.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah.
And he looked at me and he was like, Majeyec. And I literally, I don't even know what I must have done, but it was like a, what? Because everything out of the people that know me really well know that every other word out of my mouth, it's magic and love. Magic, love.
Yeah.
Magic, love. Everything is like, oh, it's so magical. Like, oh, this is love. And so it was like I had just magnetized the thing that I had been speaking about so much and that I was living my life in love and in magic. And and so that's how we met. And of course, there's,
How long ago was this?
It was almost exactly... 8 months. It's like 8.5 months.
August 4th we met.
August 4th.
August 4th.
My birthday.
That's your birthday! Oh my god.
Wow.
Yeah, so
August 4th.
And April 4th
Just
was
about
8 months. So it's just over 8 months.
Aww.
Okay.
It feels like it's been a lifetime. We've both grown so much during this short amount of time. It feels like many lifetimes. And it's brought up like all of every little thing that I personally thought was like already healed. I was like, oh yeah, I'm done with that. I'm over that.
I'm whole.
Oh my god. And so being with him has really, especially being in this space at Mystic Manor, it's like an incubator for like everything to be transformed. And it's been really intense and so many emotions and so challenging and so beautiful and transformational. And I just keep getting this absolute knowing of like, we are the last stop for each other in fully stepping into everything we are here to be and bring on the planet, to fully be the lighthouses beaming from within, here to transform everything. And yes, it does start with ourselves. And so this relationship is bringing us into the highest version, highest potential of ourselves so that we can truly transform everything.
Beautiful.
So intense and so magical.
Okay, Magic, I'm going to ask a different question to you because I love that I just got this story, so I'm just going to probe for a different moment of energetic space. So when was the moment that you realized that you and Damiana were in love, or that you were in love with Damiana? Or was it at that exact moment that you met?
Well, no, it was not, actually, and it was very interesting. It was like... So, I'll give a little backtrack.
Yeah.
I was going through some inner changes in my life at that time, and I was, with me, like, some frustration. With frustration, like, I just have shifts, and I just call things. I'm like, okay, you know what? This needs to change. Yeah. And that's when it happens for me. And I had, like, just declared, I'm like, I'm not doing any more of these weird relationships. I'm not doing any of this stuff, like... I want to, like, call in, like, somebody that, like, that's a real, like, I don't want to, like, do these little fun flings here and there and all this, like, stuff. I'm like, I want something that's, like, genuine and I can learn from them and grow from them. And, I don't know, I just wanted something more real and, like, not so, like, hookup kind of vibe.
Right.
And so I, like, declared that to the universe. I was like, I want, like, a witchy, like, plant medicine woman.
Shoot.
Like, I really want her to, like, know, like, what's up with the earth. I want her to know, like, rituals. I, like, want, like, a real... I want, like,
got
somebody...
the song. I want a black man.
I know, right? Literally.
I was like,
wait, no, I think that one already...
Right, something similar. That kind of vibe,
Yeah.
for sure.
But, like, I was just like, I want somebody magical that's, like, knows what's up. Like, I want to be able to, like, just coexist with this being and, like, grow more than I've ever grown in my entire life. I was just over the little BS.
Careful what you wish for.
Magic wants magic.
I wanted it so bad. And that happened a week before I met her.
1 week.
Ooh.
And
he's powerful. I'm like, wow, really?
She walked in, and I didn't even know right away. You know, I was like, And so how it was like, it really drew me in. It was, we talked, and like the day before, this woman had came in. She's like very Russian, and like, hello, I'm gorgeous, Mato. And she was like, you should come back to my house. We should do tantra. I should teach you tantra. La, la, la. And I was like, damn. And I was like, okay, but that feels exact. It was like that test, you know.
Right,
It was
right.
like that.
This is
But
phenomenal.
I was
So
like,
you say you're ready to leave this
Yes.
behind.
I've seen this,
have the
but-
most delicious
Yeah.
platter of it.
I was like, no, you know, and I was like, huh, and I was like, I'll get your number, but no, you know, I didn't feel it, didn't go to her place, and then when she came, she was like, I was like, I always, you know, like, I don't want this type of relationship to me to happen anymore, I'm over it, la la la, and I just want to like have a connection with the woman without having it to be like sexual. And she was like, well, you should come over and we should do tantra. You get very close, and like, there's no sex involved. And I was like, what the fuck? It's a second person.
What?
2 days in a row.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was like, okay. And this, she felt more safe. I was like, she doesn't feel like she wants to just take my clothes off and like take me home and just like blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay. And she lived right down the street. It was like so close. I could walk after work. I was like, I'll do it. And so we did it. We had that like beautiful, like, I've never had that experience with somebody before. I was like so close. We're sweating, breathing, like
Wow.
totally just like everything blasting. Like it was insane. It was like so beautiful, like breath work. And that was like, whoa. I was like, okay, cool. She's really dope. I want to stay around her. And then we had some experiences, and honestly for like 3 months, I ended up quitting my job. I went to Burning Man like a week later and like had this total like, I'm in heaven. What am I doing? Like, I'm just doing what I want to do now. Like, this is what I'm doing. And I moved away with her and her friend Love, or not friends, Mary Love, partner, platantric partner. You know, we don't like to say friends.
Yeah, he's very specific.
Yeah.
So I moved with them out to this ranch, and I was like, let's do it. Like, we're going to this ranch. We're going to, like, do what we want to do, like, live our highest excitement, and, like, let's be that.
Village style is our
And
vision.
once we got there, it kind of, I mean, it was like it was a small hint as it was happening, but within, like, you know, it was never like, okay, I'm going to, like, be with this person. But, like, it was around that 3-month mark where I was like, oh, shit. Like, oh, God, no. Like, I was like, I asked for it and I knew it was happening, but I was, like, afraid of it. And that's why I knew that it was going to be good for me, because I was afraid of how amazing it could be. And it was just about, it was like that first week of being at this ranch that I was like, wow, yeah, like, if I wanted to, like, this woman could be in my life for the rest of my life. And it's like, it just had to be with me. I'm like, I have to be ready. And it's like, it's here for me. It's exactly what I asked for. She's in everything I could have asked for. The wide hips. I always say that. I'm like, it's just a funny small thing. Like, I was like, I like booties, you know? And I was like, and I really want twins, so, you know, we need help.
It's like, you're going to be some birthing hips. I'm like, oh, God.
And she always wore all white, and I'm always wearing all black.
Yeah.
And
Like
I was
the
just
yin,
like,
the yin and yang.
and I always say, like, I always want, like, just like so many small things. Like, her dog's black and white, my dog is black and white.
They look
and
like
it's
brothers.
Brothers, and they're like, I'm like, what is happening? You know? And like, it was magic and love, and then it was just like, it was definitely within that first week where we were just like connecting on, because we weren't having like sex and doing all that, like we had some experiences, but it wasn't like what it was about. And I was like, wow. And I was like actually getting to know her, and I was like, whoa, I'm actually like getting to know her on like a
slowing down,
like an emotional level, like not just like a sexual thing. And yeah, it was like just within that first week, I don't even know if it was a for sure like moment where I was like, oh my God, I love her, but it was like okay, this is happening. Like, this is okay. Like, I could either push it off and then it comes back in another form, you know, and like, I'm not ready now, but it's like, I could never ask for anything more. Like, wow, yeah.
So, while you were saying that, I realized that, you know, what happens with these songs is like, there's just little energies that show up and little lyrical conceits. And what I'm drawing from right now, I don't know how this is going to play in, but this feeling of being afraid is very, very important to this song.
So important.
What I'm getting from it is that the fear is telling you something. The fear is telling you the magnitude of transformation that's about to come to you, it's off the charts, and that's why you're so fucking scared. Because you wanted this, you called it in, but your body is resisting because you're about to leave. You're about to leave everything behind, and it's activated itself now and scared. And
it's becoming a new person.
Yeah.
It's literally becoming a new person.
I asked for it, and it was so quick to answer, and I was like, whoa, already? Like,
I don't think I was ready.
And it just, I want to, it was crazy because it was like, she's like leaving to this ranch, so it was either I can go and take this chance with this woman and leave my job where I had the most beautiful job, and I got to do what I loved. I was dressing people up, designing clothes, like it was my dream as well. So it was like I was having to leave a dream to go to another dream, but just it could be, that much better. So it was like super scary for me. And I was like, okay,
massive leap
I
into
know
the
that
unknown.
if I'm afraid, this is what I need to be doing.
Total trust
Because
of the unknown.
it's hard to be.
So here's what normally when I do this, I don't narrate my process out loud, but
this is great. No, I love it.
Here's I'm getting like it's the last gasp. The last gasp of the old me, the last walk down the old street, the last dance to the old beat, the last chance to be free, something like that. Here's where I'm pulling.
Oh my god, which is so huge too, because when we first started getting together, right away, which by the way, if you're like this, please take note and be like this. Actually. But he told me right away, he was like, hey, so I'm not monogamous. I like to be with a lot of women, and I don't like to be with one person. Are you okay with that? And I was like, yeah, especially because sex was not my main priority at all. I was more about getting to know and connecting. And I was like, you're awesome. So I don't need to have sex with you. We can just, and if I really want to, I can. I know that you're open, which is really powerful, to be able to tell someone right away. And that first week at the ranch, after, when we were there for that dedicated first week, I remember he was in the aerial swing. I was showing him aerial yoga. And we started talking, and he said, I've never been so satisfied before with one person. I'm just so deeply nourished on every level. Aww. I don't feel a need to be with anyone else. And he was like, are you open to being monogamous with me? And I was like, yeah, I'm already not having sex with anyone. It's easy. Sure, no problem. And it was such a
We're out in the middle of nowhere.
No one here. We're in a ranch. There's no people living. Yeah. But it was such a powerful thing because, again, taking that leap into the unknown, being super transparent and vulnerable and open to share that. But he has not been, how long has it been since you've been in a monogamous relationship?
Probably 9 years.
Almost a decade. Wow. And so this was that was part of that moment of taking that leap into.
No, 5 years. Sorry, that was too much. Yeah. 5, 6 years. Yeah. I was.
All right.
Anyway,
doesn't matter, but
it's powerful.
So, long time.
I'm gonna bring in my beloved Riley
Hello, lovelies. I'm so excited to do your song because you're just such a magical couple, and I love you both. So what we're gonna do is gonna close our eyes, take a deep breath in, relax out, and then we're gonna find a little spark of love in our hearts. Can you find a little spark of love?
Yeah, easy.
Just a little spark. And then we're going to allow that to grow out into your whole body, until your whole body's all yummy with love. And you feel it growing out and then shining out into the whole universe. It's filled, and you're connecting to the love of the whole universe, and you're just part of this love, and you can't feel your body anymore because you're just swimming in love. And then we're going to go see a timeline of your life, of your relationship, the timeline of your relationship. It's going to go into the future and into the past. We're going to find a moment in a relationship where you felt the most amount of love, the most joyful, the most love, the most excitement. Can you find that moment that you just was so full of love? Have you both found it?
Yeah.
Okay. Just think about what's around you. How do you feel? What's happened? Someone say something. And we're going to open our eyes. And you're going to tell us about that moment.
Do you want to go first?
Oh. Yeah, so two things came in my head. So was it the past we were thinking about? Something that's already happened?
Yeah.
There was a moment where we had like had the most beautiful morning. I don't even remember what happened, you know. It was just like woke up, everything was so good. We woke up in the Grateful Dead bus, and like it was at the ranch. And then she went to go like, hey, I'm gonna go like get grocery. I don't know. You went to go do like something, and then I was hanging out with this little kid who's Bubble, who's the most amazing child ever, and just having like the most playful day with him. And then she came back and she saw me like playing with him, and I could see her watching me, and then her mom was watching me, and I had just like this surreal moment of like, oh my gosh, like, okay, like this could be like she, like, oh geez. Like, and
what was she doing?
She was staring at me, smiling. I could hear her thoughts. Like, she was like, oh my god, this could be the father of my child. Like, and she then told me that later, like maybe an hour later, and she was so like, I've never had that thought, and I was like, that was so real. Yeah, I was like, oh.
Wow.
And yeah, that was.
So you saw the mother of your child.
It was very special.
And my mom was like, oh my God, he's amazing. He's so incredible. Because he's so amazing with, I mean, all beings, animals, like everything. But the way he was, like, it was the first time I got to see him with a child. And it's like, he's just a big kid. And so loving and so playful and like on the ground, like in it, like doing all the things and like so caring. And like there was this moment I remember where Bubble was like missing his mom. And because he was watching him,
well,
and
he fell, and then he was
that's what it was. Oh yeah, you know when they fall, and then they're like, now everything's wrong. Where's the mom? You know, and like you picked him up and was like holding him and was like, just take a deep breath, like take a deep breath with me, and like it's okay, like she's gonna be here. And just the way he was soothing him, I was just like melting. Of like, man. Oh my God, that exists. Okay.
Wow.
And I was really just like, wow, that's so how I want my children to like have. Like I want the father of my children to be able to that's innate in them to be able to treat the children like that. It's not even, he's not doing it to impress someone. It's like he genuinely, this is how he's treating this being. Yeah. And that, honestly, yeah, that. I didn't think of that, but that was such a powerful and healing. It was honestly very healing for me because just to feel that, because you know when you watch something happen, you also feel it. You feel the energy of it, and I really received that nurturing and that loving energy of like, I fell and I hurt myself, and you're getting scooped up and being like, oh, it's okay. Like take a deep breath. Like, yeah, it was like, yeah, so beautiful.
He's gonna cry.
So funny because that exact moment, but like the part where I was playing with the kid came up with me when you were doing your activation, like the other day. You're like, think of a fun time in your life. It was like just a different part of that day where me and him, literally, I kicked a soccer ball in the air. It would bounce once, and he would catch it. We did that for an hour at least, maybe 2 hours. It was just like, because we were surrounded by trees, and it was just like, and he would laugh, and I'd be like, he's like, okay, go ahead again. And I was just like, it was, we're just like being kids, like what the fuck. And then just like having that whole day and just like, what is happening?
Oh, my heart. My heart, you guys. My heart. Oh, can I be your kid?
Yes.
So have you got the same moment, or have you got a different?
I honestly feel like that is
because
I thought of a moment in the future. Yeah. I thought of more of a moment in the future.
Well, that's coming.
So yeah, that's like the past. And also to have my mom, I do not have a great history of past boyfriends. My mom has like never been excited about any of my past partners. And to have her, because she was there with us and she spent a week with us, and to have her, to watch my mother witness him and the way that she felt from witnessing him was so healing too, and so nourishing, and like proud I was like, oh, I finally got one that like she's proud of, you know. Yeah.
Aww.
So yeah, that was a really powerful moment. And that was the first time that I've ever seen that. Like I've had glimpses of partners in the past where I was like, oh yeah, like, oh, that fantasy of like, I'm in love, I want you to have my babies, but I've never had the moment of like, oh my God, you're going to be an epic husband. Yes, please. Like that had never happened. So
I'm going to do one more little meditation. And we're just going to do it very quickly. And we're going to close our eyes. Take a deep breath. Find, we've probably got a glow of love already, but find the glow of love again. And let it grow, and let it grow, and let it grow until it yummily just goes in your whole body down to your toes, all that love. And then it shines out into the whole universe. And then you're just like part of the love of the universe. And everyone who's ever fallen in love and whoever ever will fall in love, just part of that yummy, yummy love. And then we're going to go down the timeline into the future. And we're going to create the most yummy, scrumptious, beautiful moment together. You can have anything you want. You can imagine any setting, the sky's the limit, anything you want. Anything can be around you, any setting. And it's just so beautiful and it's so content and you feel so happy and you feel so much love that you could cry. Can you see? Have you got a good image? Okay, now open your eyes. Would you like to share your image?
You can go.
You go
okay, yeah. So I see us in like a tropical land, on a like really big piece of property with lots of fruiting everything, like everything that we need, sustainable, just village. And that we're in community, we're living in a community. And it was this feeling of knowing and excitement for how much we've done and we've created together. That I saw this flash of like us doing sound healing and these rituals and like taking people on these like life-changing retreat experiences, like immersive experiences, and like us actually guiding these things together and doing transformational, relationships and transformational coaching and these kinds of things, and ceremonies that transform people's lives, and like all of that just like flash before my eyes, all of these things that we've done, and actually like going and bringing it all over the world. But then the full image was like our surroundings was in this space on land, like fully connected to the earth, hands in the dirt, like, and there are kids with us, like playing in the dirt and like naked. We're all like naked, like planting seeds and like eating from the fresh like lychee berries.
Sounds
and
heaven.
And totally in community, like village style.
Beautiful.
Like and there's a bunch of kids, so I don't think they're all ours. I'm pretty sure we're all raising each other's kids, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
But I could see the couple that I was like, oh yeah, these ones. I can see that those are the biological ones. But also, ultimately, they're all our kids, right?
Aww.
But yeah. And I saw lots of music and like courses and empowerment, like, and speaking on stages, and like us together, like separate and together. Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Magic? What was your image?
I saw us at a very specific spot that already exists called Somar, which is like my family's property, sitting around our fire.
So it's called somewhere?
Somar.
Soma.
Yeah, just like that crazy cult movie.
That crazy cold movie.
Oh no!
I know, but it's not that.
But it's not that. Yeah.
It's my Puerto Rican side. Their name is Ramus, and it's just the backwards name.
What does it mean?
Ramus?
No, the...
Oh, Somar?
Yeah.
It's just their name backwards.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Ramus
yeah.
backwards. They just flipped it and like this.
Sounds fancy.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, well, maybe I'll dive into that more.
Yeah.
But
there's
yeah,
something to
for all I know, it's that. Yeah. But we're sitting around the fire, and I saw children as well running, and and there's like all my family's there. Like we go there twice a week, twice a year, So I just felt that everyone was there at that moment, but I saw you guys literally there. You're gonna be singing this song that you're about to be singing.
What?
I think I serve it
with your kids running around naked.
And it's like it's at night.
Hold on.
We have this
Blast from the past.
It's like whoa.
Future memory.
And and then we are just like telling the story about how we met here and all this, and like oh my god, they're about to sing us this song they made for us years ago. And, like, I can't believe Robbie can come after his tour, and he brought time to like be here with us today. And we're like sobbing before it even happens, and then you like sing us our song like real time again, and I just saw that moment because, like, that is my favorite place in the world. That is my heaven since I was a child, and it will be my heaven. And, like, I will die keeping that place alive. Like, you know, it's, like, it's so special to my heart. And I truly, I want to be there. And I will be there. Yeah, so I just saw that. We have, like, this big fire pit. It's, cool.
Wow, this is beautiful. What's the time, by the way? I just want to see how we're doing. We're doing wonderfully.
I can't tell it sideways.
Is that 39? 5:36.
Nobody knows
5:36.
Believe it or not, the song is halfway finished already.
Wow.
I'm just kind of calling it in as we go.
Of course.
I have a few more questions for you guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, okay. What has changed in you since you guys got together?
Oh my god.
We only have how much longer?
A lot.
I know. We're gonna have to bullet point.
But the
We're gonna have
biggest,
to bullet
give me the
point.
sort of biggest transformation.
Yeah.
Tell me, like,
Wow.
how you're different now.
Okay. Bullet point transformation.
Yeah.
Bullet points. Hey, okay. You want to go first, or I'll just let it come out?
Just let it come. Let it flow.
for it.
Okay.
I'll go.
Let me take one breath and let just whatever happens.
It's just so much.
My presence. My being in tune with my own body so I can be in tune with others. She actually, more than anybody, made me really, be like, no, breathe. Like, take a breath. And I had been practicing breath work and doing things before that, and I told him, I really am interested in, but, she was like, yeah, but, do it, you know? And now, and it's probably just because she hasn't seen it, knew me before, but I just, flipped that switch, because I was like, oh, she's, okay, yep. And so, I have been more sensitive. Sensual awakening is what, you know. But, I've been more sensitive to my body and to my feelings and emotions. I've always suppressed my emotions, and I've gotten angry before I do anything and before I want to change, and I've ran away from stuff, and I've pushed things away, and I've confronted my emotions more than I've ever confronted my emotions, and, wanting to actually see why I feel the way that I feel, and just being very present, being very present with how I'm feeling.
Beautiful.
I just want to share that, his ability, since we've been together, even last night, something came up that was, really challenging, and I invited him to speak it, and he spoke it, and I was, so proud of him afterwards, because he really was able to express these things that there is still so much fear around, this thing around expression. And his voice has, from the first day I met you, remember, I even said something about your voice. I was like, your voice really wants to come out, wants to be expressed. And he is, he's really doing it. He's really stepped into it. He's really expressing himself. And it's just so incredible to witness how much you've stepped into that. And even being on camera and all this stuff that there's been a lot of fear around being seen in this way, and really fully turning up the dial on the magic. And that's also the same for me. It's a whole nother level of, one of the biggest things for me is being able to ask for what I need And that's something that we both had, that we both really triggered each other in, actually, and we still do in certain ways. Like, things will come up because it's not fully, like, it's not all fully healed yet, transformed. But yeah, being able to feel into what is it that I really want right now and need, and know that, like, letting go of the attachment of if we'll give it to each other, or if it, how it wants to look, or how it could be, but just knowing that we still get to ask. And even just sometimes the power is just in the asking, being able to ask. And I'm still working through so much around, of course, the things that we teach are those things that are our greatest opportunities. And there's so many things that I am practicing. But one of the things, like, there's just so much around, like full embodiment, just full embodiment. And like what Lee Harris was saying today in the episode of the Optimystic Show was like, don't, like, just being who you be is so much more important than what you do. It's about who you be.
Oh yeah.
And I am feeling that more than ever before because of having the reflection of someone that I love and care about so much, being able to reflect to me, like, these little ways in which I'm not fully being it. And I feel it and I see it and I know it, and just having another level of reflection to be reflected to by someone that you care so much about, it, like, really shifts it.
Wow.
And there's so many more things, honestly, that have shifted. I mean, like, stuff around, like, my body, and, like, acceptance, even more around acceptance of my body, and, like, it's still dissolving. There's so much shit around, like, body image and being made fun of, and just so much. And so I'm still healing, but, like, there's so much that he's been able to, like, just show up and support me with, and being, and knowing how worthy, deserving, these words aren't even the full truth, because they were, they're constructs of the mind to even be worthy. It's like, but that energetic of, like, we get everything and anything. There's no limits, right? But that around myself and what we get to experience.
Okay. One more question for each of you. What, if you could tell the world, what is the beautiful secret of your partner's spirit that the world should know, that you want to just help share that?
I love that.
What would that be? What is the secret truth of who they are, that they are uncovering, and that you are delighting and learning and feeling?
Magic is so magical. but hold on, let me get it right. But truly, like, your sensitivity, like his sensitivity to, like, being able to read and, like, hear and feel the difference of, like, the energy, like, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, like, something that you're saying or not saying, like, the sensitivity, like, he's so sensitive to the point where it's so beautiful to see, because I'm so fucking sensitive too, and it's been such a thing of pain in the past, and getting to witness it in you, and to really see, like, how it's such an opportunity for us to just harness it and anchor it and, like, direct it so that it can actually be the most epic, life-changing gift. And so that, and you're so incredible in your expressions. I'm so excited to witness you, and it's been such a joy to witness you step more into your expression of your voice, and saying what you feel, and singing and dancing and being, like, ridiculous and silly, and, like, in your ridiculous play, like, fun, childlike. Like, you're so, like, the cosmic, like, comedian, joker, like, magician, and there's so much inside of you that wants to continue to be expressed and offered and given. Your art, your sound healing, like, there's just so many ways of expression that wants to come out, and it's just the most beautiful thing to witness you coming out coming out from hiding.
My parents always knew.
Yeah. What do you think, Majeyec? What do you think of Damiana?
Her secret, and it's like sometimes not a secret to people, but after it sometimes gets clouded from people, like even with her closest relationships, but it's how big her heart is and like how much she cares about people is why she like comes at you so aggressive. And like some people, like it's hard for them to receive because she's like so like, and she wouldn't do that if she didn't care so much. And it's because she knows what she wants to see in the world and like the shift that she wants to see, and so it almost gets her like frustrated if it's not happening. And so she's like, you know, and she just has so much energy, and it's like has that, like she's very feminine but has that very masculine energy of like, and so it's like a lot of energy for people. That's why her spiritual name is you know, like she loves hardcore, and she like, and it's like it's very aggressive for some people, hardcore. And then she's like, if they're not ready, that's fine, you know, like, but it's like she really wants to see the most out of people, and she like, it's because she like has a really big heart, and she's not afraid to like tell you about it, and she's not afraid to like beat around the bush and be like, oh, this, like, let's see if we can give it to him soft for, you know, she just like, this is like, you know, like she just serves it to you, and like this is what needs to happen. She's a very fan the flamer, you know, and she's like,
stir the pot.
She's like hardcore love.
It's calling you up. That's why I'm such a good coach, you know? People pay me money to like point out the shift and where it can happen and how you can rise and how you can fully step into your potential, because I see it. And that's part of it, is I see it. And if someone else doesn't see it and they're not ready for it, that's perfect. And I just don't have to spend time where it's not being invited. Thank you for seeing that. Love hardcore. Oh, hardcore love. That's so funny.
What's happening?
Oh, I'm so excited.
We're coming to the point now where I've got enough of the raw material energy, and now I get to try to figure out what on earth the song is going to be that kind of encapsulates you guys. And
wow,
it's so beautiful to just sort of be in the presence of your love. I feel like it's almost its own little creature that we get to sort of visit with.
It
will be.
So it will be.
It is its own creature.
So like, I'm trying to think of like, what is the creature of your love? Like, what does it feel like? And I'm getting that it's kind of
playful, sensual, sexy, sultry, enticing.
Priestess and the magician.
Free. Divine.
Fully expressed. Like,
Out of the box.
into the fire. And then, so ridiculous.
So when I do this, I'm kind of just feeling a groove and feeling a vibe. And then the words kind of come and then I might stop and kind of start writing them. But I kind of had some ideas before. I don't know if I want to sing them though, because there's kind of a magic to like just sing the song when it's kind of formed.
Yeah.
So where I'm feeling though is like, you guys, I'm feeling this desire that you have to like, you know, it's like you were waiting to find each other because you were ready to like step in fully, you know, and you've understood somehow fundamentally that you needed a partner that could like see you and support you, and that was going to unlock the full transformation. And now like the world of miracles is like available to you, and you're like in it now, but you feel it coming, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Should we record it and play it back to you?
I should get it like a loop station.
Yeah,
is anyone even watching this?
I know that.
Okay.
Yeah, divine reflections.
Right?
In so many ways.
Yeah. Well, and I mean,
the
part
colors,
of this,
energy.
you know, I relate to a lot of it because Bridie and I have our own love vibe and our own story, and it's all like kind of, you know, it's similar. Like I relate very deeply to learning to be present more and just sort of feeling ready for like the new level.
I love that. Lots of hearts and heart eyes. That's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing your beautiful story. Let's go, Damiana and Majeyec. so adorable. Oh my god. I'm so excited to hear this story. Oh my god. Someone that's been watching us for the last weeks. Someone who's been on our play shops for the last few weeks. So sweet. Someone said I love listening to you guys.
Oh, yeah,
loves listening to you. I wish I'm there with you guys. You are. Lots of hearts and rocket ships exploding.
We have to, yeah.
Keep it.
Oh yeah, all we have to do is one.
We don't need to rush that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you don't need to rush because
we can end and restart
turn this.
these.
Exactly.
That's good.
And
this
this
one
will
stays
keep going.
Long.
It's only these two.
What time is it now, anyway?
It's 5:52.
All right. Well.
But yeah, we have
won't be close.
We can go.
Actually, it won't take me too much longer.
You're so amazing.
So I really love
and
doing
just
this.
know
guys.
that it can be developed more if you need or whatever.
Yeah.
There's no rush.
Usually I do them on this sort of one, like all in a flow, and then like over the next few days I'll like refine it more. And then usually there's like. I mean, we did a song for Kristen, who was a retreat guest, which was really beautiful. And then, like, the last 2 days, I was like, Bridie, I'm going to work on that song again. And then I just made, like, a little lyrical incision and then just dropped in this one line. And it was like the song went.
Very beautiful.
Wow. I love it.
So that can happen. A lot of times they sort of come in embryonic state.
Well, we're in a rebirth, you know, Easter and all.
It's Easter, right?
And we're in the cocoon, so it makes sense.
Color your eyes.
Blue.
And kind of a like hazel brown.
Yeah.
They're like a hazel brown, but then they have like a really cool like.
Depends in the sun. They're
it's
like a
a
greenish
golden,
gold. Yeah, gold.
Greenish golden. Oh God, remember that moment? Just like look, that was such a trip. We were so far away from each other.
Moment right now.
To like.
Because I also had the same, so it was weird. I was in there cleaning, and it just was like, look outside, and it was like, and so we both like, same, and I'm like, whoa.
So like that moment.
Just like locked eyes, and there's so many things for her to see in the store.
There's so much. This store is magnificent.
Wow.
It's like
sparkly
a
things.
museum to most.
What a perfect place to meet.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But to look down and like all I saw was his eyes. I didn't see anything else. All I saw was eyes.
Wow.
So far away too, like. And then I just followed them. I walked right up to them.
Bye.
Yeah, and that was the first time I'd ever like eye gaze with somebody too, like full go.
Wow.
Like I mean, you'd look at people, but like being intentionally like we're looking to each other's eyes without looking away. Like that was the first. I was like, what? what is this? And I was like, oh, I'm breathing. Okay, this is a lot.
Which is so funny because that's like my freaking thing. Like I'm all about like depth of eye contact and seeing the essence in it, the soul, and so I love that you had never fully done it like that. I love it.
And it was so funny when it was done. We had our little set. I was like, oh my gosh, I have like a vibrating crown on my head. I could feel it.
Yeah,
like,
he was super activated.
Something popped up. Something's happening.
Super activated.
I don't know. I don't want to distract, but then.
No, tell me.
It was also during that first week of when it made me realize I was like, oh no, like this is the what? Like, I had a I don't know what to call them because I've had them my whole life. I just had a moment where I shared with Brandon the other day, but I have these like visions where I kind of like see the future for a little bit.
Yeah.
And I had this time where I went through this really bad, or not bad, but really hard breakup, and it was like the most in love I've ever been with, and that like her name, and it was like, oh, the next person like you're gonna be with is gonna have her exact name, and I was like, what? And I was like, oh, it's gonna be her again. I was like keeping my hope. I was like, oh, she's gonna come back.
Like this was the same.
It'll be the same woman, and
then
it was like, no, they will just have the same name.
And how old were you though? You were really young when you had
21,
that vision.
yeah. I was 21 when I had
So
it.
you had a Damiana back.
Well, it was.
No, her name was.
It's her real name.
Her name was Rachel.
Yeah. So her
And
real
he
name.
met me as Damiana.
And so I met her as Damiana, and so I didn't know. And then for some reason, like her mom was talking to her on the phone. She's like, Rachel, and I was like, what?
I remember seeing him. He was like, "What? What are you talking about? Where'd that name come from?" I was like, "Oh yeah, that's my real
name." And I was like, "Oh no."
He literally like did that. He like did like I was like, "What?"
What the fuck?
This premonition from being 21, like years, like 8 years before.
Wow.
Yeah, or 7 years.
I just got shivers.
Wow. It was so funny. He's like, "What's Rachel? Where'd that? Who's Rachel?"
What?
Oh yeah.
Like, what? Yeah. Crazy.
Wow.
Not crazy, but yeah.
Divine.
It was very,
Divinely aligned.
very intense.
Oh what? Oh god.
I told her right away. I was like, uh-oh. I was like, I don't know if you want to hear this or not.
Like, tell me. Of course I want to hear. Give it all to me. Oh yeah, this might be 1 minute remaining. So we're gonna hop off here. You're fine. I'm just gonna let So we're gonna hop off here. If you're wanting to join us for more or to see the rest of this live, you can go to our Optimystic channel on YouTube or Facebook to watch the rest of this. You will see the unveiling of the song to its full completion. So please hop over and listen. Rewatch this if you can when you can. Also go to check out Gentle Sparrow on Instagram. Gentle Sparrow Music if you want to get one of these done for yourself or your partnership. He's so amazing. And check out Optimystic.tv for more of our play shops. We've got breath work and alignment tomorrow morning with Everett at 8:30 in the morning. We've got experiences every single day, 7 days a week, 8:30 a.m., 5 p.m. So come check it out. We love you so much. Aloha, everyone.
Are you able to just go live again?
Yeah, we're just gonna go right back on.
Yeah, we can.
So people can just, if they want to stay on.
I mean, we could.
We did it with Tarot. Yeah. So just save it, share it, and then reboot it.
Okay. Let's do it up. Barely good anyway. We'll be like, wait a sec.
Oh, what was that? You hear that?
Yeah, it's the stovetop.
Okay, I was like,
That's the stove?
Yeah.
God. What is that?
what's this? Sounded almost like a hummingbird for a second.
Wow.
It's magnets. Super high frequency.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And we're back. We just figured actually we'll just go live again. It likes to cut us off at 1 hour, but we're just gonna go live again so y'all can witness the completion of the song.
That's
How did I not notice that?
Like creation in a section and we'll have the song.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Did you end that one too and restart it?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Hi, loves. Oh, that was so beautiful. Thank you, Anna. He's going to share the song in just a few minutes, too, if you want to stay on.
Oh,
Hello, everyone.
Another cool part that we ended up figuring out, and we're still, as time goes on, is we must have been just floating around each other.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, my
for
God.
3 years. Like, or for, for me, I've been in LA for 3 years, but
It's close to
we have known so many of the same people and like community, and I'm like, you know
We've-
them? How
We've
do you
even
know?
been to the same places
At the
for
same
things
time.
that I almost went to this one event, too, that he was at doing a sound healing at, and, like, I didn't go.
And it's like her best friend's spot.
It's my best
too.
friend's
It's like she
property.
would always go. And
Yeah,
just like,
and I didn't go that night. It's just it was so clear that the universe was preparing both of us for each other, and we were not supposed to
Right.
meet until that exact moment where we were both ready enough to actually fully dive in to what this was going to be. So it's
like when
It's
the
so
separate
clear.
people like meet us and then they're like, oh, you guys and
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, that makes
jeez. Oh, that I get
Right.
it. Yep.
It's like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
and
I
they're
wonder
like,
why
wait,
that
how
didn't
did you guys
happen
not
before.
even know each
Yeah,
other
it's
before
like-
this too? It's kind of funny.
Super funny.
Woo! That happens when I get
It's really cute.
inspiration.
Shout out Ken.
Oh shit.
It's so beautiful.
Oh.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, lots of hearts and loves. So sweet. Oh, that's a foot. I'm so excited to.
What kind of fruit
Share
trees
this
are gonna grow in the jungle?
Ah, I see mangoes and.
That's it.
Okay. Papayas, a lychee. Oh, girl, all the fruits. Got all the heirloom seeds.
What was that one that we just ate? What was that? On our bike ride. We're like, one more.
Loquat. Oh, I love
Kumquat?
loquat.
Yeah.
So not kumquat.
Oh.
Very different.
Wow.
Loquat. They're
Loquat.
heavenly.
I
We've
gotta
got
get my
multiple
squat
trees
straight
near
here.
here. Yeah, get those quats. Those quats.
Watch though.
We brought a few
Squats will get
seeds for
ya.
you. You can take.
Yeah,
Alright.
we've got seeds for our village that we're going to plant them in. Well, all the villages. We got
Brought a few seeds
The
for
network.
Ken.
Sanctuary
Yeah.
network.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're really delicious.
I want zebra pants. Oh my gosh, that's
Same. I'm about
hilarious.
to buy another pair. Actually. I was
Yeah.
shopping yesterday already. I was
Yeah,
like, you
he's
know what?
ready for
I need
more.
another pair of zebras.
That's so funny. Hi, Petra. Hi, Emma and Bradley and Georgia, Ian. Aloha. That's fine.
No, you sure?
It was, the battery was dying. Oh, I should just do it anyway. Let me see how
You
well
can do
it
my
is.
phone.
I dig the sunflower pants the most. She's a diehard.
It's a very
Are they
special
ready
moment.
for sunflower pants? That's my favorite one.
That was so funny.
I think they're ready.
I did magical movement yesterday in the sunflower pants.
Yeah,
If you guys want to
so
check it out.
they've become famous now. Yeah, he got a lot of attention. We're like, what? I want those.
Ooh, okay, we've almost got it.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
So sometimes when I do these songs, I do like one verse from one person's perspective and the other from the other, and then the chorus kind of encapsulates them. For this one, I'm doing kind of a hybridized thing, where like the voice of the song is kind of gathering elements from both of your personalities.
I love
And
it.
it's kind of like I said, I'm actually singing the story of your, like it's your love that's singing kind of. It's just like parts
that
of both of
entity,
you.
yeah.
So,
Wow.
And that's something we even talked about. We're like, you know, this relationship is its own entity. It's its own baby.
true.
You
It's
know,
separate
like
from us.
it's
true.
like we
like
have
there's-
me and you, and then we have this thing that's like.
You take care of it.
And you get to nurture it and love it and like give it life so that it doesn't, otherwise it dies. You
Yeah.
like have to
You have to
take care of
nurture
it
it.
as if it's its own
Absolutely.
being, because it is. That's,
feel it coming in, eh? It's coming in. It's coming in. It's coming in. We got a vibe.
it's such a vibe.
We've got a
Yeah, you just
vibe.
say, "Hey, man, you look Canadian." Come through, you know?
Did I?
Hey.
What?
Yeah, you look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
We love that
More
Canadian.
please.
I'd love
Can we,
to.
Feel it
we
coming
turn up?
through, eh?
We turn up the.
I'm like, turn that
Let's
up.
turn
I
up the
love it.
Canadian.
Oh,
We
gosh.
love us.
Oh,
Oh,
gosh.
jeez.
Jeez, you guys.
Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
man. I mean, I'm trying to let it go for a while, but I suppose I could let it back.
Let it back.
You know?
We love the Canucks.
Yeah.
This is so awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Ooh,
Mhm.
felt that.
Yep.
That's a yes.
Mm.
Wow, I love your questions, Robbie.
Oh, thank you.
I feel like anytime we get off track, we should just ask each other those questions.
Yeah.
We'll listen to this and like write them down.
Friday and I will open like a couples therapy practice,
Seriously.
Yeah.
which
Having fun
includes
too.
soul songs
Yeah,
writing.
literally.
Like, not even
completely.
joking,
No,
I think we
that
probably
gets
will.
to happen.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
one of the things that. Yeah,
And now
were
we get
just
to have
talking
this
about.
video for
Yeah.
like ever.
I know, right?
So
Yeah.
cool.
Someday, like,
Your kids.
So we'll
When I-
document some more thoughts. You know?
Yeah.
and-
when I'm a huge star and we're all just living our best lives.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, yeah.
We had an experience. We'll just put it, you know, just to have it for the documents. Just we had a very opening experience where we just fully trusted each other, and it was like I was thinking it, and I was like, okay, like what am I holding back? And just let go, and she just had this like full like oh, and started like shaking and crying, and she's like, what the like this most intense energy. And then I explained what I would just like let go, and she's like, oh my god, I just felt it, like that was instant. We were doing this breathing together, and then it was so emotional. And then we walked the next morning. We woke up and went to the Sunday market, Melrose Market, that I love going to all the time. And the guy that I love getting crystals from, because of course I'm like, oh, new crystal today. And I went and just walked straight up to this crystal, and I was like, whoa, it looks like it's hearts on the top. Like it was like two crystals connected, and it was a heart, and like I was just like, look, and I was like, I want to get this for you. And the guy was like, oh, that's that, and I was like, he's like, yeah, those are the tantric twins. I
Oh,
was like,
shoot.
what? And we both were just like, what? We just had that experience, and it was just so beautiful.
I love it.
Mhm.
Bridie, is your Instagram Bridie Latona?
Yes.
BRIDIELAYT.
Latona.
LATONA. Okay, someone was asking our Instagrams. Oh, I'm so excited for this. Okay, let me see. Time capsule.
Yeah.
Time portal. Yeah, there's been a lot of. It's funny when you really think back on it and everything that's like happened too. It's like
All
there's
little
so much. I didn't even
synchronicities
think
and-
about so much, and the Rachel thing, and like the amount of times, the people that we know, and like so many people that we know that We just kind of orbited around each other. We weren't ready. Everything, we had to go through everything. We had to go through all of it to get to where we are. To make it happen. Be ready. Okay, sure. She wants to flip the other way. Just saying something. For this last little bridge, she's saying the comments are like covering all of our faces.
Oh no.
We're going to flip the other way because it goes from the other.
Yeah, I know.
That's fine. Depending on where you're at. This is obviously the best. I'm excited to hear the song too.
No.
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
Just text me. You're so oh, you're so essential. Vertical is better. Yeah, we know. We were just trying to get us all
get
in
everybody
here,
in.
you know. So trying, but you know, it's all good. If you want to see the full screen, you can go to YouTube. For the best viewing experience, go to our YouTube page. It's crazy to think about how much we've grown. You are.
Ooh, should we do our frequency thing for the people?
Do it.
Sure.
Brandon, no, he's like, yes. For all you viewers out there, if you have a partner, do this with them.
Or someone you don't mind getting super mouthy with.
Yeah, I was going to say, or if you want to do this with your mother. Or anyone, you know. If you could do it with your dog, that is a special gift. You gotta send us that video. But that would be amazing. But yeah, anybody, yeah, it's just a cool thing. So let's just, yeah.
I think we gotta do the high pitch to make it real.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. Hold on. Okay.
What? That's so cool.
Alien sounds.
It's really amazing.
Call it in. The song's coming through.
Oh, we'll just like do it over and over again. It gets so high.
We're like doing that at a park, and we're like. We did it the first time on the beach. We were like so surprised our own selves. We're like, what? Like, one more time.
We did it so many times.
Yeah.
Part of the tantric experience. Oh, yeah, get it. Woo! Ow! We gotta have the ooh.
His energy's
It has to be the sensual, super sultry, sensual, sexy, and then also the like, rah!
That's the song. No words, you just feel.
Okay. I've almost got it, you guys.
I feel it.
You're on
All right. Okay.
Sit back.
You ready? Take a deep breath.
Like
Okay.
talking to myself, I'm like, oh god.
Hold on. Hold on to your seats.
Yeah. Is someone recording this? I mean, are we
Yes.
gonna have the video of this?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Good.
The top computer
Yeah,
is
sure.
going the whole time.
I'm
Okay,
even
great.
gonna. So
Let's
it'll
get
make
our
it
own little
very
snippets,
start.
just that. Yeah.
Just, yeah. So I have it, so I can go back and
Oh yeah.
Boom.
finesse it, however it needs to be.
Finesse.
All right, y'all.
Oh.
So we are finished the songwriting.
Oh my god.
It's been just over an hour, so we're right on time.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what it's going to be called, so we'll think about that.
Cool.
Okay.
Perfect.
Oh my god, I love this. It's so exciting. Okay, here we go. Lock eyes from a mile away. The brightest light of the summer day. Los Angeles melts away. I'm lost in your eyes. Fear and calm at the same time. Moments turning in the right time. Something big on the other side. It's the last gasp of the old me. Last stroll down the old street. Last dance to the old beat. Right on time. Take me back to the garden. Sunlight shining on my skin. Mangoes dripping down my chin. I wanna taste what you taste. I wanna see what you see. Yeah. Take you back to the fire. Tell the story of a dream. The magic's in the in-between. Yeah. I wanna be where you be. I wanna see what you see. I wanna see what you see. Yeah. Black and white in the sunlight. Seeing the softness of your hands. You're ready to be my man. It feels so right. Breathe out deep from my heart. you taste. I wanna see what you see. Take you back to the fire. Tell the story of our dream. Magic's in the in-between. I wanna be where you'll be. I wanna see what you see. Yeah. I wanna see what you see. Yeah. I wanna see what you see. Yeah. Tell the story of our dream. Magic's in the in-between. I wanna see what you see. Oh my good gravy. Oh my good gravy. Okay, guys.
So take me back to the Garden of
Wow.
Eden.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, we're because we're in heaven. That's something we talk about all
Heaven
the
is
time.
what we
Heaven
create.
is no.
Wow.
And the fire and the sun. He's like such a sun being too. And like the black and white and
That's both you two, and it's the
Eyes, so-
soccer ball flying in the sun. Well, guys, what do you
the
think?
breath. Oh my gosh.
How was that?
I love it. It's so beautiful.
Did I capture
so great.
your love?
Super captured.
Absolutely. Wow. Yeah.
Oh
I'm
man.
excited to sing, to
No
listen to
worries.
that while looking into your eyes much more.
Right? So what came out while I was writing this was like the desire in both of them to just, I'm going to quote from a horror movie called The Witch, which is to live deliciously, you know, but that in that movie a girl is selling her soul to the devil to live deliciously, but with Majeyec and Damiana, they are living deliciously in their spirits, and they want to like experience everything, all of it, and like including love, and including like the fear of growth, and including like the fear of change and transformation, and then, you know, all those beautiful moments of like when their eyes locked from like a million miles away and shoo, shoo, you know, and the fear that comes up, and it's like, oh, okay, but I'm being called up to this. And then really what was calling you was both of your desire, like, let's go to the jungle, let's be naked in the sun, let's have fruit dripping, let's have fire and family around, let's tell stories, let's, you know, have the moments and have the beautiful moments, and let's, you know, let's experience it together. And yeah, and like both of you had just been wanting this and calling it in, calling each other in your spirits, and now here you are. And so the song is joyful because it's a feeling of arriving, of having arrived at what you called for, right? And you look back almost fondly and like, oh, isn't that cute that I was scared of this, you know? Isn't it cute that we had all these things that came through that had to be processed in the day? But you know, ultimately it's this desire of like, let's experience the full spectrum.
Yes.
All the tastes, all the sights, all the sounds, all the stories, all the places,
spectrum.
all the feelings, all of it together. That's why we're here
Full
for each other.
range, yes.
All of it.
Human,
Yeah,
full range.
I feel like that's a song that kind of like encapsulates that desire that you guys have, and that's why you guys are such a beautiful couple, because you're both vibrating in this same energy. Like, yep, we're here, and we have shed what was in the way of us experiencing this together, and we're settling into our union now, and settling in to the truth that life is better when we do it as us, because everything that we have dreamed of comes to us.
Oh, thank
So
you
this has
so
been
much.
another episode of Soul Songs with Gentle
Gentle Sparrow.
Somehow I can't even believe that this happens. It's so wild
Right?
that these songs just come through, and I love it. I love it. I love your
Magic
song.
in
And I love
the-
you guys.
I love the
Between.
line magic in the in-between.
Magic
Whoa,
in the
Brandon.
in-between.
That's the title that came through for me too.
Magic in the in between. All right.
Ah, so powerful.
Okay,
I love
great.
it. Thank you, Anna.
Great. And
Wow.
yeah, I do this. I've just kind of launched this as a professional thing, but if you go to my website, it's generalsparrow.love, and if you are interested in getting your own soul song, then Bridie and I can do that over Skype for you. and we would love to do that. And we'll give you a good introductory offer. But I'm hoping that, you know, I'll do 1,000 soul songs in my life, and then that'll be like, you know, my whole career. And yeah, we're here at the Mystic Manor doing these play shops every Sunday, every morning and every night. And 8:30 a.m. and 5 p.m. And you can catch us here at the Optimystic Facebook page. Anything else you guys want to say?
Yeah, wow. I'm so grateful.
Oh, wow.
Thank you so much.
Aw.
I know we're gonna be saying that now.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna refine it too. Like there's little bits of it. It's like the first time I sing it, it sort of tells me the shape, and then like, but there's like little ways for the rhythm to just like really smack, and like I'll find those ways.
Yeah.
It'll come.
I'm so excited. It just develops over time.
Yeah.
But it so captured it. It was so.
I want to listen to it again already. Oh, my toes. That was a good spot right there. Yeah. We love you, Anna.
Wow.
Yeah, I already want to listen to it again. I'm going to like
she's
replay it.
Anna, I would love to do a soul song for you.
Yeah, it'd be really powerful.
I would really love to.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that'll happen. In divine timing.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, my heart feels open. I just feel blessed to even be able to have this opportunity here, like with you guys, to even be here, like all the things that have led up to like making this just even like possible is like so amazing. It's like you can never fathom, you know, like this stuff. Stuff happening.
It's
like,
kind of. I mean,
magic.
This is the magic.
Surprise.
Like,
you had some like unbelievable gifts come out of this quarantine, like just there's been some struggles too, you know, but like getting to know you guys has been like such a beautiful gift, and everyone here at the house too, and get to be part of this family, totally. You know, and actually it's kind of the opportunity for us to like really sink into what it is we want to be when the world starts up again, whatever that's gonna look like. You know, there's no way I'm going back to the person I was.
Nope.
You know what I mean?
Happen.
No,
exactly.
No way.
That was the last gasp with the old me.
Exactly.
The last stroll down the old street.
I love that.
Last dance to the old
and
beat.
the relevance of all of that too, like there's so much more obviously, but like the house that I was living in when I met him was a house that was so divinely like shepherded by and guided to, and it was only a short little period of time that I was even there, and if it wasn't for me living there during that little window of time, like I don't know when I would have met him, like, or if we even would have met. And the whole thing that led up to like the massive, gnarly, intense initiation that I had to go through to get me to even be brought to that house. It's like so crazy to think that all of that had to happen. Every single piece, every choice, every crazy situation, like it had to happen to bring me to you. And everything to bring us to where we are now in every single one of our lives. Like we would not be here if we made one different move. If we didn't listen to that one like call, like, you know, and so
it's true.
Yeah, and it was the old street. Like I don't live there anymore. I will never live there again.
Yeah.
The old street.
Yeah. So trippy. Wow.
Oh,
so good. Thank you so much.
Oh, that was really fun. And thank you guys for watching and tuning in.
Yeah, thanks for
witnessing
joining.
The first time I'd ever done this on camera. I had no idea if this was going to work, but it did.
Oh, yeah.
So, hooray.
Always work.
We love you so much, and join us for more tomorrow morning. There's another play shop tomorrow at 8:30 a.m., excuse me. And then Robbie will be pretty consistently for the next little bit doing Sunday evenings, right?
Yes, but I think we're also Tuesday morning is Friday slot, but we might also
we do
use
another
that
one then,
and do another soul song on Tuesday morning.
Amazing. So come for more Tuesday morning. There'll be another one.
Friday night we'll do that together and call it in. So
Yay!
Oh,
doggy butt.
Doggy butt.
Anna, thanks for watching the whole time. That's so great.
Yes, Anna, we love
I
you.
love you, Anna.
I'm my friend.
All right, everyone.
I love my
love
friend.
you guys.
Love you.
Love you, Anna.
Hello, my pretty friend. Oh, you know, go, maybe. Oh, you. She's my friend.
Oh.
Wow.